Hello and welcome to the Ideal Forever Partner Magnet Podcast, the show where we explore the infinite benefits of creating the relationship of a lifetime, attracting our ideal forever partner like a magnet, and living our best life as the highest and best version of ourselves. I'm your host, Arell Holloway. I'm the results coach, fitness expert, former real estate investor, and founder of UTAIY, Unveiling the Angel in You, and the World Impact Compound Movement. This podcast is for overachievers and romantics that never learned the art of love relationships. That was me. Anyone wanting to improve their relationships and receiving and having, as well as giving unconditional love. And the biggest impact I can make in someone's life is to teach them how to manifest their ideal forever partner. So with this podcast, I'm dedicating to help souls around the world wake up to who you really are and what you really want in life, helping you on your path of learning about unconditional love by creating significant epic relationships that generate happy memories.
Today's topic: what does it take to attract your ideal forever partner like a magnet, and why are so few people doing this? Arell's golden nugget. Love is not finding someone to live with. It's finding someone you can't live without. This is a quote by Rafael Ortiz. Ever heard of searching for a needle in the haystack, seeking out our person, match, spouse, forever partner, or soulmate, whatever you want to call it, can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack on a 1,000,000-acre farm at night during an earthquake while it's freezing, raining, and sleeting. Okay. I think I made my point. So how likely are people to ever find their ideal forever partner, or IFP? Look around you. It's pretty rare. And it's not that they're not out there. The problem is we were never taught how to find them. Let's roll back time a little. Before true love and happily ever after, there were arranged marriages. You met the person your parents arranged, and you were married. Sometimes this all happened the same day. Then you started your marriage with each partner having their duties. Likely this is the concept feminism protests against. Not that arranged marriages were big in the times of feminism, but the women who were forced into these marriages may have still had resentment and outrage, even though they may still be married to the same arranged husband. So is feminism for their daughters? Largely, yes. And to take a stand for themselves, regardless of their age or current marital status. You can always count on when something goes out of fashion that we swing from this to the opposite side of the pendulum. I call this the life pendulum. If it faces the left, then the rebellion or revolt is to get as far away from this concept as possible. So that would be the far right. In truth, when the pendulum is left to its own natural course, then eventually the pendulum, which always hangs, stops at full south. This is the sweet spot, the ideal situation. But because we want to get as far away from the concept, we now resist, rebel, revolt, or refuse to continue. The opposite is not the best solution. No, we choose the opposite of what we no longer want. Can you see the problem here? We're moving from what we no longer want to the opposite of what we no longer want. How many times in life have we done that? Instead of moving toward the best solution for us, pull south or pull down, now we have to go through the experience of the opposite of what we want. And who knows how long that will take. Why is this even a problem? Because we are not going directly for what we want. We're wasting time with the following process. First, we're doing something that doesn't get us our goals and dreams. Finally, we get so sick of it that we go full speed to switching to the opposite of that we know now we don't want. Eventually, we'll get tired of this still not getting what we want. And because we know we don't want the total opposite again, which is what we just got away from, this time we allow the pendulum to just sink slowly until it is full south or full down. So we got to our goal, right? Well, yeah. I want to teach you how you don't have to spend 10 or 15 years of your life on a cycle that doesn't help you create your goals and dreams. Remember, I could coach you on anything related to our body, mind, and soul relationship. I'm choosing to coach you on finding and living with your IFP because 90% of our life's happiness comes from this relationship. The greatest impact I can make in someone's life is to coach them on how to attract their IFP like a magnet. You can create balance, meaning, and get fulfillment in your life as the highest and best version of you and freeing you to live your best life. Love is why we are here. For those of you that the word love makes uncomfortable, no worries. But there's a reason for that. It's simply that you have not experienced love enough yet, because when you do, then no amount of embarrassment would ever keep you from experiencing it or even speaking about it, right? Here are some other things that may make you uncomfortable for similar reasons. Intimacy may also make you uncomfortable. Being in the present, hearing people talk about God, speaking about God yourself. What would these things make you uncomfortable? Unknown, unfamiliar, and because it feels deeply personal. Remember, the reason this planet was created was so we could transition here in order to learn about love and feelings through experience. Love is not something that can be transferred with a USB drive. To learn about love, we require to experience it. We have to go through the entire process of understanding and living it and experiencing it. What if this complicated world is only designed for us to do just that? What if we have to forget the powerful beings we are in order to be able to exist here on a day-by-day basis? We would have to maybe forget how to use 80% or 90% of our brain? Oh, I think we already do that. What if the forgetting is a part of the process in order to live a human life here on earth? To learn certain truths in life, we have to take stock of certain main truths about ourselves. Number one, we are eternal beings with infinite possibilities. Number two, truth about ourselves. Our soul is the consciousness of our life force and is who we really are. Number three, our body is our vehicle in which we can experience our human life. Our mind is a powerful computer that is meant to be our excellent servant and never the other way around. That was number four. Number five, we are on earth to learn about love and feelings because there is no other way to learn about them unless we go through their experience. Number six, we write our own life story. We are the lead in our play. We are the casting director that interviews and hires other actors in our play, in our life, in our world. We are the producer of our life story. And I just want to interject here real quick. Of course, the other person is writing their story too. So when you're interviewing someone, they're interviewing you too. It's a mutual interview. That's why it has to be the right situation, and you have to click with the purpose that you are technically hiring each other for. We are the producer of our life story. We are the director of our life story. We're the costume designer, and we're the editor of our film. If we don't accept certain truths about, then we're living in an illusion, much like the Matrix, where everyone thought that that was the real world, when in fact, there was another world that was actually real. Can we stay in an illusion if we like it there? It's your life. Ultimately, it will expire, and you will reflect on what valuable things you have done with the time you had here. And depending on your determination, you have either, number one, lived your best life in the present, leading with your soul and following your intuition. Or number two, you wandered through life, never being able to quite figure out what you want to do, where you want to be, and what you want in life. You chose which you would want you to choose. So what happens when we are not successful at finding our IFP? Well, one, your IFP is very disappointed that they did not meet you either. Because the process of meeting someone you like and are compatible with is so clunky, uncertain, and awkward, eventually, you just want to settle for the closest thing to what you are willing to accept. In other words, settle. If you ask me, this ought to be a four-letter word or a prison sentence. It actually already is. Once we move into the settling mode, then that settling mentality is adopted through our program. Remember, the way we do anything is the way we do everything. you start to settle in. Number one, discussions over something you believed in. Number two, at work, for staying in your job and not caring that others are being promoted, skipping over you. What you drive, what you wear, what you read, what you eat, what you believe, settling becomes a disease. And instead of living your best life, you settle for living your mediocre life. Are you ready to be the ideal forever partner that will attract your high-level IFP like a magnet? Find out how ready you are if your IFP was standing in front of you right now. Take the IFP Magnet Scorecard quiz now. Answer this quick 16-question quiz that takes 3 minutes and will send you a personalized report, plus a complimentary PDF on how ready you are if your IFP was standing in front of you right now. Go to score.arell, A-R-E-L-L, vision. Usually at this time, I would go into the affirmations and declarations meditation. That has its own time slot now on Sundays at 7 p.m. I recently launched the 2024 Inner Peace Challenge, where you can learn how to create inner peace for yourself that will automatically share out into the world, touching others. Consider rewarding yourself and accept this challenge to add this integral part of leveling up to the highest and best version of you. It's free and will improve your life immensely. Take this epic journey with me at wicm.love. Thanks for sharing a part of your morning with me. I'm grateful that you did, and I hope that you are more self-aware and evolved since we started 30 or so minutes ago. If you can shift in this short of the time, imagine what you can accomplish in a whole day, 1 month, or 1 year. In our affirmations and declarations meditation portion, that's now Sundays, we used breathing techniques that enabled us to move through the realms of past, future, and bring us back to and keep us in the present. Within the breathing techniques, you also were able to affect your blood flow and blood pressure, as well as your heartbeat at your will. If you can affect your body's organ functions at will, imagine what else you could do and capabilities that you have with specific training. We are infinite beings with infinite possibilities, and that's the truth. Have a beautiful day, and recall this experience throughout your day, and remember that you can influence your body's and your mind's functions and change how you feel. You also learn to move through past, future, and present realms at will. You can also influence and change how you feel at any given time or moment. There are a lot of abilities that don't even scratch the surface of our human abilities. All it takes is taking charge. Finally, our weekly Ideal Forever Partner Magnet newsletter is out that unveils secrets, tips, and hacks on attracting your ideal forever partner like a magnet. Get this weekly wealth of information in one place. Just go to theifpmagnet.com and you can sign up to get started, and you won't miss another episode on your weekly tips, secrets, and hacks on finding your IFP. Chat soon.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, please rate, review, and subscribe to the Ideal Forever Partner Magnet podcast. Your support helps us reach more souls in search of their unconditional true love. Check us out everywhere podcasts. Remember, you have the power to create heaven on earth through unconditional love. This is your life, no one else's. Grasp the courage to strive for the highest and best version of you.